Remember how yesterday I said that Warrior 3 should come after Warrior 1, and so Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 should switch places? I stand by that because the first thing that Iyengar says about Warrior 3 is, quote, "This posture is an intensified continuation of Virabhadrasana 1. So why did we interrupt the continuation with Warrior 2? I don't understand. And when you read some newer books about teaching yoga, I'm thinking of Mark Stevens, who's written basically like the textbooks on teaching yoga. He says that you should do poses where your hips are open and then when your hips are closed all at once. So like Warrior 1 and Warrior 3, your hips are what we call closed because they're just neutral as if you were standing facing the front. That position of your hips is closed, quote unquote. And your hips are open in Warrior 2. So according to Mark Stevens, you shouldn't really go from Warrior 1 to Warrior 2 to Warrior 3. So why do we have Warrior 2? I just don't understand. So anyways, you're starting again from Tadasana, but you're going first into Warrior 1 and then into Warrior 3. Once you get to Warrior 1, it says to exhale, bend the trunk forward and rest the chest on the right thigh. Keep the arms straight and the palms together. Rest in this position, taking 2 breaths. And in the photo, his head is slightly up, so you can just see his nose, but not his mouth above his arms because he's looking forward at his hands. Then he says, now exhale and simultaneously lift the left leg from the floor by swinging the body slightly forward and also straighten the right leg, making it stiff as a poker. Turn the left leg inwards so that the front is parallel to the floor. So basically square your hips towards the front or towards the floor, in other words. And I posted the photos again at the beginning. Tell me if you'd rather have them at the end or if the beginning is good. Hold in this pose from 20 to 30 seconds with deep and even breathing while balancing the whole body except the right leg, which is the standing leg, is to be kept parallel to the floor. The right leg, which should be fully stretched and stiff, it almost looks like he's kind of overextending it in the photo. Like, I don't know, it's kind of, the back of his leg is almost curved. Like he's really, really straightening his leg, almost like overdoing it in my opinion. So the standing leg should be perpendicular to the floor. So it's like you're making a letter T, like an off balance letter T, where half of your body is straight, perpendicular to the floor, and the other half is straight, parallel to the floor. He says, pull the back of the right thigh and stretch the arms in the left leg as if 2 persons are pulling you from either end. Exhale, come back to Warrior 1, and then repeat the pose on the left side. So let's give the full pose a try. It's really hard in classes sometimes when teachers ask you to hold this pose, not only because it's balancing, but it requires a lot more core strength than you would think. And by core, I mean your back muscles mainly and your shoulder muscles as well. So I often do a modification where if it's too much to reach your hands forward, you can reach them back, which takes you to airplane pose, which is a slightly different pose, but it's basically the same, just that your arms are back instead of forward. I'm not sure if I'll have enough room to do it here. I'm showing you this area because it's my yoga area in our living room, but also because there's a ton of boxes and packaging over there. So this isn't exactly gonna work. I guess I have to show you this way, facing front. So from Tadasana, jumping out, going into Warrior 1, so you turn to the front, arms up. So he said to start by reaching your arms forward, look forward, and place your chest on your thigh. And he said to hold here for 2 breaths. So this front foot is gonna become my standing leg. And I'm already gonna try to get my arms parallel to the floor, and my shoulders are already getting tired just from holding here. So I'm gonna kind of lean my weight forward, lift my back leg. You can't really see. Can you see it if I swing around? So my back leg is up, parallel to the floor, and my hips don't open. They stay closed towards the floor. And then I reach forward. Some practices will have you hang your head between your arms, that's fine. Or you can look forward if that's straining your neck, maybe drop it down. But if you're kind of drooping down, maybe you're gonna wanna look up. Okay, and then you step back to Warrior 1. Switch sides, so now you can see the leg instead of the arms. Hopefully I get it parallel to the floor. It's kind of hard to do without a mirror because you just have to feel out and see if you feel like you're parallel to the floor. So I feel like I'm parallel. Let me look back and see. More or less. I'm shaking a bit here. Okay, hips square to the ground, reaching forward. You can feel this in my lower back, not in a straining kind of way though. That's important. If you're straining, release your arms back like I suggested. Back to Warrior 1. And Tadasana to finish. And that's it. So
I think that one's most fun out of all the warriors. It's not as much of a stretch as a strengthening pose. Try it out, let me know what you think. Remember, you can do the airplane arms instead of the reaching forward if you need to start. And it's a surprise as to what will be next. So make sure that you subscribe to follow along and check back later. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.